22nd November, 1:14 p.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, courtroom number 2. Well, I understand you are the judicial assistant to the defense, but why is this sudden ingress into my courtroom?
A judicial assistant, and a woman no less. The rules state that females are not permitted into this court of law other than to testify.
Yes, I fully understand. I only asked for 5 minutes of time. I have some vital evidence that I must hand over to the defense.
You're too late, little girl. The trial has already been concluded.
5 minutes? I will not allow a moment more.
But, Your Excellency!
I am most grateful. Oh, she's just chilling over here. Who exactly are you? Hey, Boombox Boy, Mr. High and Mighty over there. Me? Or are you talking about Ryunosuke? I'm sorry, there's no time. Please, simply accept this for now. What is it? A report about something? Written in English. It's Giselle Brett's research. The English woman's? After the trial resumed earlier, I hurried back to the university, and I went to Dr. Wilson's laboratory in the medical faculty and borrowed this paper. Ah, yes, that's right. Miss Brett was studying under the professor, wasn't she? Wait, it's Mr. Payne. Yeah, that's Ouchie. So it's an ancestor of Payne, and I love it. So, does this research, whatever it is, have something to do with the case? I'm afraid I don't know. I haven't been able to listen to the proceedings of the trial myself. Oh, no, of course not. Special characteristics of, Curare, and its effects on human subjects. Interesting. Curare? What is that? I've never heard of that word before. Me neither!
Time's up! The prosecution demands the immediate removal of this female trespasser from the courtroom.
There was too little time for me to read it in detail, but I've summarized what I could on a note just inside the cover. If you think it could be valuable, please cast your eye over it. This is wonderful. Thank you! Alright, Giselle's report has been entered into the court record. Am I saying that? Giselle, yeah, okay. A report detailing an unknown poison that Miss Brett has been researching during her time at Yume University. This is perfect. Of course she did. Goodbye then, and good luck. Susato? Was that her name? I think it was Susato. I didn't really read her name. I thought it was just question marks, so I didn't read it. You have had long enough, Counsel. We cannot detain our English guest any longer. Alright. I ask the prosecution and the defense now one last time. Does either side have any further evidence to present to the court? I presume not, but...
The prosecution has made its case convincingly enough already. Nothing more to add, Your Excellency.
Ryunosuke, we're out of options here. This really is our last chance. Yeah, I know. Your Excellency! The defense does have new evidence! That look. The unyielding stare of a true Japanese warrior. Well, Miss Brett.
Yes, Your Excellency?
If you wouldn't mind, perhaps you could grace us with your presence a little longer?
It's a delightful invitation, but I'm afraid it's not so very long until tea time. I'll have to politely decline.
Forgive me, Miss Brett. It seems I wasn't clear. I realize it was phrased as a question, however, I must ask you to treat that as an order.
I've said it many times before, but the Japanese language makes no sense.
It's really hard to do a high voice with an English accent. I don't know why. My apologies, dear lady. Dear lady. So, Counsel. What is this new evidence that demands the court's attention? My university collar pin. No. It's, Giselle's report.
Yes!
Miss Giselle Brett, we understand that you were studying under Dr. Wilson at Yume University doing research. Hey, Math, welcome to the stream. Research, by sheer coincidence, perhaps, into a deadly poison. What? Poison? Where are you going with this, Counsel? A toxin known as curare, Your Excellency. Even the slightest amount of this deadly poison entering the body leads to instant death.
What complete and utter nonsense? Curare, you say? I've never even heard of it.
You wouldn't have done.
What do you mean?
I mean that you wouldn't have heard of Carrera before. I can't pronounce it. I really wish I could pronounce it correctly. Oh, I dropped my controller. Whoops. My bad. Before, on one very simple reason. It doesn't exist in our country. So is it Carrera? I think it's Carrera. It doesn't exist. Correct. Which means, no matter what tests the police can do for toxins, they'd never identify Carrera. Why? Because there is no test available that can identify the presence of this highly deadly poison. What? Oh man. It's because it's English. Order, order, order! Council, does this deadly poison truly exist? According to this report, authored by a visiting research student from England, Carrera has been used by the tribespeople of South America as a poison to lace their arrows. It seems that it's reasonably well known among European doctors and scientists.
To lace their arrows? That means the victim was shot with an arrow!
No. The report states that it is produced from an extract of a tree that grows deep in the Amazonian jungle, and it was first brought back to Europe at the turn of the century by explorers. It claims that animals shot by arrows laced with Carrera suffer instant death. Doesn't that about sum it up, Miss Brett? Is this just Japanese version of the characters? Kind of. This takes place in the 20th century, so it takes place a long time ago, obviously. Oh, she looks like Pain. Yeah, because he's a descendant of Pain. They're all descendants. Like Ryunosuke is a descendant of Phoenix Wright. That's pretty much all I know, really. I don't know. We'll probably learn more later.
Objection!
It's basically like an old version of Ace Attorney. It's a great Ace Attorney.
Trumpery! These aspirations are truly trumpery! To start with, the victim had been administered some of the so-called deadly poison. He would have been squirming and writhing in pain, and the other diners would have surely noticed. Nope, it's instant death. That's true. What do you say to that, Inspector? Obviously, I would have noticed a disturbance like that. I don't remember anything like that either. I didn't notice the professor being in any kind of pain. According to this, however, it's the other way around. What do you mean, the other way around?
The very fact that the victim didn't show any visible signs of distress is evidence that the Carrera was used. I'm just going to say it differently every time. Explain yourself, Counsel. The moment this toxin enters a person's system, it causes instant paralysis. In other words, afflicted victims lose all strength and are completely unable to move. Even if they were in total agony, there would be no visible signs of pain at all. How terrible. Obviously, if a man lost all strength in his muscles, he'd collapse on the floor. But with a chair under him for support, as Dr. Wilson did, the effects could go largely unnoticed. But I don't follow, Kazuma. That's just paralysis. I thought the poison caused instant death. The full explanation is extremely unpleasant. The poison causes immediate paralysis, as I said, leaving the victim unable to move. But after a short time, the paralysis is so severe, it causes the muscles that control respiration to fail. Respiration? What is respiration? In other words, the actual cause of death is suffocation. All the while, the victim is conscious and aware, just unable to move. Wow.
That's hideous.
To the observer, it would look almost like the victim was slipping peacefully into an endless sleep. But the victim himself, his final moments, would be a living hell. That is the true nature of this deadly Carrera poison. Wow. And you're suggesting that this bottle, Counsel, actually contains this terrifying poison?
Objection!
But there's no way to prove it.
This is all very convenient, isn't it? A hitherto unknown poison, for which there is no means of testing? What a happy tale for the defense.
That's what I'm thinking.
If I may. All these facts, you think you're so clever, but you must have taught somebody... It's you who must be taught. Of course. Dear lady. So, this is how you Japanese behave, is it?
What?
You steal another's harness?
Honest? I can't read today, wow. Oh man.
You steal another's honest work and then announce the results as if you discovered them? I'm appalled! What a loathsome act!
Well, Miss Brett, the feeling is mutual.
Whatever do you mean?
Capitalizing on the unfortunate circumstances of an innocent man to frame himself for a heinous crime? I almost said that perfectly. That really is a loathsome act. Wouldn't you agree?
Enough of this! I, for one, refuse to accept. The idea of some poison that doesn't even exist in the great empire of Japan is breaking the rules.
What's so funny?
Oh, excuse me, Your Excellency?
Yes, Miss Brett?
May I borrow that bottle for a moment, please?
Well, yes, I don't see why not. Because it's evidence, maybe? No, don't drink it. Well, I guess she knows, unless it's a different bottle.
Don't get spooked in your boots, you insignificant little island boys.
Sorry?
To an Englishwoman such as myself, this whole affair is feral liberty. Your little police games and these foolish courtroom antics, it's laughable, really. But I'm getting bored of it all now. It's time for the games to end. Cheers!
Wait, what are you doing?
No sparkle left at all. How appropriate for this shabby affair. Goodness! Whatever is the matter? You all look quite stunned.
So, no Carrere? The bottle was clean. Is that what you're saying?
You look quite incredulous, little boy, but of course, that's the simple truth. Thank you for presenting the findings of my research so concisely here in this grand venue, most kind. Thank you, waiter. Now then, Your Excellency.
Yes, Miss Brett? Glass is poisoned, though. The glass, I don't know. It might have been the tip of the glass. No, that doesn't make sense because he didn't drink it from the bottle. Unless the poison was put into the glass and not the bottle itself.
I would like to be excused now, please. I think I've gotten more than enough of my time for the furtherance of friendship between our countries.
Yes, dear lady. We are most gratified with all the assistance you have given. But I don't know if there's any way to prove that it was in the actual glass. This doesn't make sense. There had to have been poison in that bottle. So how? How did she
swallow a whole glass and live to tell the tale?
I don't understand it.
Well, I suppose if nothing else, this little Far Eastern charade will make for an interesting conversation at the next party I attend in London.
There has to have been poison in that bottle. Doesn't there? But there can have been. Because otherwise she would have kneeled over dead. Come on, Ryunosuke. We have all the clues now. That bottle of water. No, the bottle didn't have poison. The bottle... Unless. We didn't read this yet. A poison made from a bark of certain trees in the jungles of South America. The hunters of the region have used it since ancient times to incapacitate their prey. Instant paralysis of the entire body and subsequent death, even in minute doses. Minute doses? Minute? Whatever. Route of entry. The above mentioned effects occur when poison enters the body through a wound. A wound? Like a burn wound, maybe? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, a stream die? Oh no, stream's good. Enters the body through a wound. So she can drink it. So it wasn't in the bottle. Due to its ability to render the human body paralytic, whatever, it's believed that the toxin could have application as an anesthetic. However, a solution for respiratory arrest caused as a result of full body paralysis must be found first. The patient would die of suffocation. Yeah. Yep, no poison in it. Because it wasn't in the bottle. As I thought! There is no poison in the bottle! What? Why? Wait, hang on. Wait, hang on, did I just... No, wait, hang on. No, wait, it doesn't matter, because if you don't... No, wait, I got it wrong, wait. Isn't it obvious if there was poison in there? No, that's not what I meant! That's not what I meant! No! I didn't mean it like that! No, stop it! Sometimes you're... No, I was kidding! It's in need of a good... No, that wasn't what I meant to... No! Is that what this color is supposed to represent? No, that's not what I meant! No! I didn't mean that! I thought different... No, I didn't mean... I will die, boy. I won't die. No. What I was thinking, he didn't... There was poison, but he didn't drink it, and it contains it, but he drank it because the poison... He didn't die from the water. He died from the burn. The culprit, the Curé poison in Dr. Wilson's carbonated water. The defense refuses to change its position. You're serious? Of course I am. I just mixed up my words. Well, you're blind. There's no possible way the poison could contain just poison. I mean, we just saw. And we're drinking the water from it? That's right. Which rather complicates your argument, I think. No, it doesn't. And I believe that complication can be explained. How exactly? I'm an idiot. I need to think through I need to think through all the things that don't quite add up here, one by one. I'm sure the answer is in the evidence we have in the court record somewhere. It has to be. Very well. If the defense truly intends to assert this claim, then I must ask you to support the assertion with evidence. What explains how the witness was able to consume the supposed poison with poisoned water unscathed? It would have to be this, right? Because it says route of entry when poison enters the body through a wound. It doesn't say anything about like drinking. So yeah, take that. The answer to this riddle is right here in Miss Brett's own research report. That's not a valid explanation. No. After all, we don't speak English. The report is utter gibberish. This impudent young scoundrel is trying to ridicule the cure to English. Or Japanese. I guess technically I'm speaking Japanese right now. I'm not trying to ridicule anyone, honest. I'm just reading Susato-san's notice. Susato, that was her name. I concur. This report is too extensive to be considered in its entirety by the court. You will direct us to the Prominent Section Council. Which section of the report reveals that the alleged answer to this riddle? It would be in... hang on, where would it be? I forget already. It's in special characteristics, yes. We've been hearing a lot about this Curé poison. And it's left me curious about something. Oh, Council? Well, it sounds as though indigenous hunters have been using this poison for years and years, to lace the heads of arrows that they would shoot at whatever prey they're hunting. So I've been led to believe, yes? And the point of hunting is to catch prey to eat. Get to the point, please! But if they were to use these laced arrows, doesn't that mean there would be traces of poison left in the prey the hunters were going to eat? Yes, good point! So surely the hunters wouldn't want to eat their prey, would they? Because then they'd be eating poison. Good gracious, Council! No, that would be madness! But I actually found the answer to that conundrum in this research paper here. Under special characteristics, it says this. The poison starts to work after entering the body through a wound. Through a wound, you say? I see. That makes sense. Yes. The mention of that particular detail seemed a little strange to me, though. They poisoned him through the bullet wound. But it makes sense when you interpret what's written like this. When Carrere, I'm going to say Carrere now, Carrere enters the body through an open wound, it has terrifying poisonous effects. However, when it enters the body via the mouth, it has no poisonous effects whatsoever. What? Miss Brett, you authored this research, you know the Carrere's special characteristics. I said Carrere, I guess I'm sticking with Carrere. And you knew that you could make a spectacle of drinking that water without any danger to yourself.
You meddling little... Rapscallion!
Well, Ryunosuke, it turns out you're an even better lawyer than I thought you'd be. Really? Me? A lawyer?
All this poison talk is fascinating, I'm sure. But I fail to see how it possibly... So, the ill-bred little puppy has a new toy to play with, some facts he can read up in a book. But I'm afraid knowledge doesn't suit you, little boy. It only makes you look silly.
What are you trying to say?
Your schoolboyish logic has a fatal flaw.
Schoolboyish? Flaw?
As even your brain has managed to deduce, Carrere is safe to ingest. It seems likely that its effects are neutralized by the acidic nature of the gastric suckers.
Oh, yeah, well, of course. Gastric suckers? What are they?
So, if this lethal poison is completely harmless when drunk, the professor wouldn't have died when he swallowed it, would he?
Oh, that's right. Good gracious.
That's basic science. Science that even a schoolboy should be able to understand. No?
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree. Order! The logic holds. If the lady and the professor drank the same poison, they would be affected in the same way. Are you trying to suggest...
Yes, this Carrere poison is completely irrelevant to the case on trial.
No, it's not.
That's right. Surely even a little cockroach like you could understand something as simple as that.
Oh, she's mad. What is this welling up inside me? Anger! I've never felt like this before. It's a sort of conviction to break down all the discrepancies. It's so intense. Almost rage-like, that's what I said. And more than anything else, it's an animalistic desire to take down my prey. He's about to yell objection.
Objection!
Oh! He said the line! Oh, I don't think so, Miss Giselle Brett.
How dare you use that tone with me?
You know very well that there's no fatal flaw here. You know exactly why, even though both of you and the victim swallowed the same poison. You were alive, but Dr. Wilson is dead. Counsel, I'm sure I don't need to remind you. You must provide compelling evidence, as we know now that that poison is completely harmless when ingested. Why would Dr. Wilson alone have been killed by the Carrere? The bullet no. Oh wait, that's the wrong picture. Wait, where is the picture? Wait, where's the picture? The picture's gone. Oh wait, where's the oh wait, yeah, it's this one.
Take that!
Take that! I'm sorry, Counsel, but the slip-up manner in which you've tossed that evidence before the court does not inspire confidence. Huh? Listen, Ryunosuke, there's no need to overthink this. We know that the Carrere's toxic effect only come into play when the poison enters the body via... What did I just do? What did I just sow? Yeah, right, so that can only mean when Dr. Wilson drank his glass of water, he must have had a wound somewhere that he left the poison in. Exactly. So we need some evidence. What did I just show? In his mouth? You know... his mouth. I mean... I don't know why I overthink things, I swear. I overthink things because I was thinking, like, the burn on his hand, right? Yeah, he got it from the dentist, that is what happened. But I was thinking, like, because of the burn, like, maybe water was on the plate, or it was somewhere, and then he accidentally dabbed it, and... That's the business card, don't give the business card. Where is the... There it is.
Take that!
I'm an idiot. As Miss Brett was so... Every time I do something wrong and I'm like so confident, it just destroys my confidence completely. As Miss Brett so readily pointed out, she drank the same water as the professor. However, there was a fundamental and fatal difference between the two diners. A fatal difference? The toxic effects of Curare are only felt when the poison enters through the unopened wound. So for a healthy person with no injuries, drinking it is completely harmless. But what if there was a wound inside the mouth of the person drinking the poisoned water? Inside? Yeah. Like the wound you might have if you had just been to the dentist and had a tooth extracted, for example. Ah! Ah! Man. Miss Brett, you've acknowledged many times in your testimony already that you were well aware of Dr. Wilson's dental appointment that day. So that's it. You used that knowledge to orchestrate this. Is she laughing?
I don't like to repeat myself, but honestly I can't resist. These childish courtroom games and your half-baked arguments are so puerile.
What? What do you mean?
Don't worry, little schoolboy. You'll find out soon enough.
Boy, what's happening?
You see, when you leave vital evidence lying around, you never know what might happen to it.
No!
I mean, it could just slip.
Okay. That's a crime. That's a legitimate crime. You're a criminal. You just destroyed evidence. You are a criminal now.
Oh dear, how callous of me. I'm afraid some crucial evidence may have just been tragically destroyed.
Also, you destroyed evidence, so I'm pretty sure that's illegal. And also, you look extremely suspicious now that you destroyed evidence that could be used against you, and you did it in court as you were losing. No! What is it? What just happened? It's the English woman. She just smashed that bottle. And the Supreme Court. What a terrible blunder. In the Supreme Court. Officer, what are you waiting for? Collect up as much of the water from the broken bottle as possible at once.
You're wasting your time. This delightful carpet under my feet here was a gift from the British Empire. I assure you it will soak up the water beautifully. You have neither the technology nor presence of mind to recover it.
How could you? You won't get away with this.
You can thump the bench and shout as much as you like, little boy. But I'm afraid we'll never know now, will we? If there really was poison in the bottle, or not.
You...
And let us not forget, we still have some very compelling evidence left intact. Isn't that right, counsel for the prosecution?
Oh, of course, of course.
You're referring to this photographic print, I assume, dear lady. That's right, and really, looking at this photograph, it is as clear as day, isn't it? The poor professor was sitting with his back to me. So of course the only person who could have shot him from the front is the little schoolboy.
No, you killed the victim that day, using Curare. I'm just gonna keep saying, I don't care anymore. I don't Curare anymore. And you waited for him to pick up the pistol you've arranged for him to find on the floor, before you shot the professor's dead body in the chest with your own hidden gun. Then, in the confusion that followed, all you had to do was turn the dead professor and his chair around. You see? You had every opportunity to commit this crime.
What a wonderful imagination you have, young man. A hidden gun, you say? And I shot the professor's dead body, did I? Well, I'm terribly sorry, but you don't have a shred of evidence.
Exactly! And you have nothing to support your wild claims. The prosecution's stance remained unchanged. The victim, Dr. John H. Wilson, was killed by a gunshot to the chest. Delivered in cold blood by the accused, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. This is unbelievable. How can this be happening? We had her, but now... Is she really gonna get away with it? The way she destroyed that evidence was obscene. Ryunosuke! Yes? We've come this far, but now you're the only one who can finish it. What? What do you mean? We've lost a vital piece of evidence, it's true. So if there were any clues left for us to use now, they must be in your head. In my head? You told me before that your powers of observation were the one thing you could really depend on. Well, yeah, that's true, but I didn't manage to notice that this woman was a foreigner with a swan on her head. So think back now. Try to remember every last detail about the scene that day. Everything you saw, everything you felt, every color, every smell. What I saw, what I felt. We're back at square one, we really are. Every color. Blood on the thing. Is Kazuma right? Somewhere in the vibrant memory of this same scene in my head. Could there be another clue to expose the identity of Dr. Wilson's killer? Nah. We're using my memory though, so unless we can actually see it in the picture. Actually, Kazuma, I think I might have something. Thinking back over everything I saw, I think I might have uncovered another clue. You always have something up your sleeve, don't you, Ryunosuke? Come on then, let's wipe the smug smile off that Englishwoman's face with some evidence. Alright, I can't wait! It's been niggling me for a while that something feels amiss in my memories of that day. Whatever is the key to arriving at the truth about all this. It's here somewhere. The clue that shows Dr. Wilson's killer must have been is the stake. Nah, it's gotta be the blood. It's gotta be the blood.
Take that!
Take that! So is he British or not? Inspector Hasanaga, answer me this. Yes? What is it? He's still miles away, probably thinking about that bottle being smashed. As you've said a number of times now, you strive for perfection in your investigations, don't you? Absolutely. I wonder, therefore, if perhaps you took anything else from the scene of the crime. Like, for instance, the plate of steak that you took to the victim's table that day.
Objection!
Wait a minute! Where are you going with
Where are you going with this, little boy? It's just a memory that's been troubling me.
What memory?
I saw the scene showing. I saw the scene shown in this photographic print with my own eyes that day. When I saw on the wooden base of the plate and the steak was served on, it was a splattering of blood.
What? Oh, really? And what of it? Obviously, that must have happened when you shot the professor.
No, that can't be the case. Because he would have been turned to the thing. Take a good look at the photograph and... Oh, I know what's about to happen. I know what's about to happen. She's going to say, you shot him through the back! And then I'm going to be like, no, because in this evidence it shows that the bullet didn't go through. Take a look at the photograph and then and the relative position of everything there. The plate of steak is almost directly behind the victim. If I'm supposed to have shot Dr. Wilson in the chest from the front, there's no way that blood from the victim could have ended directly behind him.
Ah!
Yes. For blood to have made it onto the plate, it implies that the plate was between the victim and the shooter, which means the shooter must have been sitting opposite of the professor, as you were. Giselle Brett!
I beg your pardon?
Objection!
This is beyond ridiculous. Fabricated nonsense. Is the court seriously expected to believe something the accused has apparently just remembered seeing?
Oh, man. Oh, look, she is scared. She's dabbing her face. She's like, oh, she's like, oh. Actually, it sounds more like, oh. That's what's wrong with me. This could be the moment of my entire career in the police force has been leading to. Inspector, you mean... Yes, I took the plate, in the interest of preserving evidence from the scene of the crime. I took it, meat and all, and I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief because of it. You did what? I took the steak that you'd been eating, Miss Brett. I took the steak and the sergeant had been eating. And I did it all. All in the name of justice. Then we can find out for sure whether or not there's a bloodstain on Miss Brett's plate. We must examine it now! Oh, snap. Inspector! The court wishes to examine the plate from the victim's table immediately. Yes, sir! There it is. Got that quick. Sorry for the delay. Here, did I just break my controller? I didn't. I heard it click. Here's what you ordered. The steak. Clever. Well, what about the blood? Is there blood on it?
Of course there isn't.
Quickly, Inspector, the blood man! Show the court! Of course. Examine the plate at your leisure. Uh-oh. No. No blood. No blood anywhere. But no, that's impossible! I know I saw it, I'm sure of it. We need the magic fingerprint powder. Wait, no. We need the magic squirt stuff from the one of the first 3 games. I can't remember which one, but there was one that you sprayed. I think it was... Actually, maybe it was Apollo Justice. No, it wasn't. It was one of them. Whatever. It was right there on the table behind the professor. There was blood on the side of the plate. What an unbe... Wait a minute. Actually, I don't know. I want to see that plate again.
What an unbecoming expression, little boy.
Wait, that's a real swan? Are you kidding?
You see, this is why I say you can't trust what the Japanese tell you.
That's racist.
I couldn't agree more in the case of this disgrace to the Empire.
I believe we finally have reached a conclusion in this trial.
Let's hope so. This let's pretend attempt at the courtroom proceeding is painful to watch.
Was I... Slam the controller? Okay, I don't know. I swear I'm gonna break this. I have another one, so it's fine.
But I do promise to do my best to forget all about it when it's over. This sorry-looking steak reveals the fact all too clearly. If the sorry-looking accused witness wishes to examine it again, be my guest.
Alright, good. Let me see all around that plate. Was the plate I saw, or I thought I saw, just a figment of my imagination? This is it now. I've lost. Ryunosuke, it's not over yet. Not until the final gavel. Huh? Never stop believing in yourself. Keep looking forward, no matter what. Eden Yeager. I believe in myself? Really? Maybe I should at least examine the evidence for myself. As the evidence requested by the defense has not been shown to be problematic in any way, I presume any further examination of evidence in this trial will be unnecessary. Does the defense have any objection? Yeah, we do. That bloodstain was going to clinch the trial for me. Can this plate of steak reveal any other clues at all? I'm hungry. There has to be another clue. Finally, conclusion, never mind. Finally, conclusion, never mind. No, it's insane, man. Your Excellency, please wait. This plate of beef is hiding another clue. Another clue that will reveal the shocking truth. I didn't read that. He said beef steak. Hang on, can I see this? History? Where's history? There we go.
The only thing that's shocking here is your unhealthy fascination with beef steak. Your Excellency, I think I've made myself clear, haven't I? I will not be able to turn a blind eye anymore to any more unnecessary procrastination in this trial.
I'm sorry, Miss Brett, but we must ensure a thorough examination of evidence. I will not give a ruling until I am completely satisfied that all reasonable doubt has been dispelled.
I see. As a newly affirmed ally of my country, that's still your position, is it?
Thank you, Your Excellency. Counsel for defense. You will now clearly show the court what you are alluding to. Where precisely on this plate of beef steak is this new clue to be found? Okay, here is my theory. I want to make it actually... Okay, there we go. Now, can I look... I wish I could look at the picture, because if I could look at the picture, then I would know for a certain fact. Because I can't actually... I can't pull up the picture, because I want to see if this is a different plate. Because I'm thinking this might be a different plate. but I can't see it. I have 4 lives. I know, but I like to be smart. Stake, okay. There's the actual stake. I don't think... My theory... Okay, it's pointing at the stake and at the thing. But I don't know if it's a different stake or a different... Because I don't know. I wish I could see the picture. I really do. Also, this stake looks like it was just picked up with bite marks. That's kind of suspicious. Let's go for the stake. No, Council. I'm afraid that won't do. That was an ambiguous at best. When you're asked to identify a detail like this, you must do so knowing there's a... I meant to do that so I can actually see the thing. It's on the opposite side. The logo is on the opposite side. I'm sure of it. There's only one thing to do. Yeah, look at this again because you won't let me see it. Okay. I'm looking. I'm gonna remember this. I'm gonna remember this, okay? So it's on the opposite side. The bull horns are pointed towards the stake. Got it. Turn the stake over until I find something. Turn this stake over and over until I find something to help me out of this mess. No, that it looks perfect. The bottom of the stake? Does that have to be the logo? I don't know. There's only 2 things I can point at. There's 2 things I can point at, and I pointed at the wrong ones. I don't know. Take it. What do you mean? No, I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you're telling me to do. What do you mean? Keep on turning? Just spin it? Okay, precisely on this beefsteak. I don't know. I can't see anything on this beefsteak. Unless there's a blood stain on the steak that I can't see. I'm colorblind. I'm colorblind. This isn't good. I'll become red-green colorblind. I can't see anything. There's nothing. Right, I'm just gonna flip it. There's a... I don't know what to do. Where precisely on this plate of beefsteak is the new clue to be found? I don't know. The bite mark? Keep on spinning. Okay, I'm gonna focus. It looks like there's bite marks on it. Why are there bite marks? Like, you don't bite it. You don't eat a steak like that. That's impossible. Well, not impossible, but you wouldn't like be in a restaurant and just go. This is good. I'm gonna point at the bite mark.
Got it.
Bite mark. Judge, I swear, I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna lose the trial. Save. What am I missing? I'm missing something. I'm gonna be. I don't know. I don't know. When you're asked to identify a detail like this, you must do so knowing there's a penalty for mistakes. I know. The answer's right in front of me. I'm sure of it. There's only one thing to do. I don't know. What is it? What could it be? This is... Okay, where is it? It's right there on the steak. So this is where the blood was. The blood was here, wasn't it? It was right there on the plate. What the... Wait a minute. Why was... You looked it up? Okay, don't tell me though. Don't tell me. Good luck? Is it really difficult? Why would... Here's what I think. Why would they shoot him? Like, why is the stake there? She must have moved it, right? I guess she did. Turn the stake over and over until I find something to help me out of this mess. I won't flip it. Fall off. Fall off, please. There's no blood. There's no blood on the bottom. Right? There's no blood. Not that I can see. But there's not. I don't know. There's two things I can touch. And I've seen there's a little thing here. Do you see that? I don't know what that is. If that's blood, he said a clue. Flipping it over and over. I can't flip it over though. If that's blood, that's not blood. That's not red. Is it red? No way. Maybe press other buttons? I didn't even see that button. I didn't even see it. I'm such an idiot. Are you... I forgot that was a thing. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh man, flip the thing. Flip the... What in the world is this? I think it's a Koban coin. And the hallmark's from the Hoi area, I believe. No, I mean, what is it? I mean, what is it doing here? Wait, did you say it was a Hoi Koban? That was what the guy had. Yes, and apart from the meat juices, it looks like it'll be in good condition. I imagine it's very valuable. This isn't the first time today that there's been talk about Hoi Koban. I've heard of pearls before swine, but I've never heard of bouillon in bouillon. And I don't think you'll ever will again. It's extraordinary, though. This means that this is not the right plate. I feel like an idiot.
Got it.
I'm such a moron. Good gracious, that's a Koban? What on earth? The Hoi era one, at that. Miss Brett, this is in fact the beef steak that you've ordered at the restaurant on the day in the question, isn't it? Tell me, why is there an old coin seemingly hidden underneath the meat? What a ridiculous question! How should I know? I've never seen that thing before in my life. I don't know what it is, but I want no part of it.
Objection!
I fail to see how this is relevant. A coin under the meat? That could simply have been a careless mistake by the chef. Are you kidding me? Why would you... Who are you... Are you daft? Don't be absurd! We're trying to believe that this happened by accident in the kitchen. A rare Hoi Koban just happens to be hidden underneath that piece of steak? If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll rip up my ticket to Great Britain right now! He's right. It can't be a coincidence. Your Excellency! Yes, Counsel? A rare Hoi Koban just happens to be underneath that piece of steak? If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll give up my lawyer job right now!
Objection!
By all means, don't let us stop you. No one invited you anyways. Perhaps, little boy, you should realize that it is you who is irrelevant. Even though I am the one on trial here? The point is, it's essential that we ask the owner of this coin if he can explain what it's doing under the steak. The owner? Yeah, it's obvious. There's only one person it can belong to. The owner of the Koban that was found underneath the beef steak is my man Kazama Asogi. No, it's this guy.
Take that!
Obviously, it can only be the antiques dealer and the owner of Rasute, Curio Kurekuta-san. Kuri is in Mr. Cucumber something? Honestly, these ridiculous Japanese names are quite unfathomable. Yes. The old man who testified earlier alongside the military surgeon, correct? Yes, Your Excellency. I remember him saying that he was up to something with his Koban coin when it happened. At exactly the moment the gun was fired.
The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor.
Too busy on the floor? Sorry, what were you doing?
Hunting for treasure. Indeed, the Hoyera Goban, my prized coin.
Then this Hoyera Koban, do you mean to tell me...
No, please. Why would Kurikuta-san's Koban be sandwiched between the victim's beefsteak and its plate? It makes no sense.
Which is why I'm asking you to bring Kurikuta-san back to the witness stand, so we can ask him. Officer, bring both witnesses that testified earlier back in here. Without a moment's delay. This is a really long trial, wow. I can't believe we've come back around to that pair again. But I have a hunch, a strong hunch, that if we chase down the real significance of this Koban, we'll find that it's a key element in the case. This is such a long case, wow. This is crazy. This is a really long tutorial. I don't think it's a tutorial. I think they made this game knowing this, like, okay, if you play this, you've probably played an Ace Attorney before. Ooh. Have some water. I don't want to lose my voice.
What's all this about? Why have I been called up again? Don't you realize it's dinner time for little baby Ido?
When my son's belly is empty, he's fiercer than a pack of wolves.
Exploited by the police, we were, like miserable dogs, forced to bear false wishes, and when cast from this courtroom myself, I became a ruined man in a trice, a worthless, withered antique. Nothing more have I to say. The sun has set on the Rasute shop's owner's existence.
Be that as it may, Kurikuta-san, something has come to light that requires your clarification. As far as your Rasute memory serves, have you...
What? Yes, that's it, that's the one, the very one. I mean, it's the exact one it is. Yeah, and we were best friends and spent very hard treasured by rusty postmaster between the whole day.
It can't be! As I thought.
Young man, there's no need to feel down and light, and a discriminate old fool put me out of my misery. Where was my treasure? Where was it dropped?
Oh, I'm not sure if it was dropped anywhere. We found your coin sandwiched between a beefsteak and its plate soaking in the seasoned meat's juices.
Sandwich? Okay? Seriously?
Clearly, it couldn't have fallen out there by accident. Which means... somebody must have hidden it out there on purpose.
Somebody concealed my Hoy treasure between a slab of meat and a metal plate? Who would do such a thing? That's an inconsiderable thing.
Excuse me. Could I say something? Yes, of course. Proceed, Inspector Hosonaga. I mentioned this earlier on the trial, but I was working undercover in the restaurant in order to investigate another case.
Yes, that's right. The secret undercover operation.
La Carnival is a high-class Western cuisine restaurant. It attacks wealthy diners, including many foreigners. Recently, there's been a run of similarly executed thefts targeting the restaurant's rich clientele. A number of such incidents have been reported to the police bureau. Wicked crimes indeed. We wanted to nip the case in the bud quickly, especially with so many foreigners being affected. So that's why you were sent undercover, is it? Yes. Took on the job of a waiter at the restaurant in order to flush out the criminal. Seems likely that this Koban incident is the work of the same thief. I just lost my voice, that guy. So unknowns to us, there was a master thief at work in the restaurant on a regular basis. The place was already the scene of several crimes, it seems. I don't know about the master thief part, but the identity of the person who stole and hid Kurikuta-san's Koban is all too clear.
What?
What?
I think the court would like to hear the defense's view on this matter. Tell us, who is the despicable scoundrel that stole Kurikuta-san's Koban and hid it under the steak? Okay. Can I reread this? Let me see. I need to reread this. I didn't really pay attention very well. I was working undercover in the restaurant in order to investigate another case. That's right, La Carnival is a high-class Western cuisine restaurant. It attracts wealthy diners, including many foreigners. Recently, there's been a run of similarly executed thefts targeting the restaurant's rich clientele. A number of such incidents have been reported to the police bureau. Wicked crimes indeed. We wanted to nip the base in the bud quickly, especially with some of the foreigners being affected. That's why we were set undercover. Yes, with the job of waiter, in order to flush out the criminal. It seems likely this command incident was to work with the same thief. So hang on. It's her, right? Does it have to be her? I think it's her.
Take that!
Yeah, it seems like a likely candidate for a Koban thief. No, come on, Ryunosuke! Huh? You shocked me, Kazuma. Not as much as you shocked me. No one could have approached that table unnoticed. Even if you're a crazy fool, you couldn't have missed that. I'm not sure if you should be calling Kurikuta-san a crazy fool, Kazuma. It was you I was calling a crazy fool! Maybe I'm on the wrong track here. Dead? I know. It's because of the steak. It's the steak's fault. I didn't know I could flip the steak because I'm an idiot. Okay. It wasn't... Was it him? No. You! Just clicking names. Uh-oh. No. 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 Load. Load. I'm an idiot. I know I am. I'm no... This is such a long case that I'm like, alright, who, you then? Are you it? Come on! Am I stupid? I'm stupid, right? I am. You. Okay, there we go, the music stopped. You really thought it was smart? I'm kind of smart. Obviously, it can only be you, Sergeant Lizanosa. Or how dare you? You monster! Monster? I stole that Koban, did I? I'm the master thief of La Carnival, am I? You're seriously accusing me of these crimes, cadet? But it wasn't me. It was Aido. Aido was the mastermind behind all this. You would push the blame for your crimes onto your own son, an innocent little boy? It's you who's the monster, Sergeant Nosa! Oh! Jibbly club, jibbly club, jibbly club, jibbly club, jibbly club, jibbly club. Oh my god, did his neck just... Or his spine... What, are we gonna go through your testimony now too? Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant Lizanosa preparing to stand down to the Supreme Court, sir. What is going on? Do any of you know of the extraordinarily low wages the Nippon Imperial Army pays those that expect to keep our country safe? I understand that the temporary increase in taxation owing to the recently ended conflicts remains in place, and I have heard it's hard for a lower-ranking soldier to make a living, yes? All I want is to put a hot meal on my table for my son. That's why you were stealing things at a restaurant? The place is heaving with money. Every 3 days I go in there and do reconnaissance for a target. And I'd enjoy jumping my way through a good steak at the same time. Sounds like he doesn't bother with a knife and fork even, which is worryingly believable. And your target that day was the old man in his Koban. Yes, sir. He was an easy mark. I slipped the coin into my pocket without any trouble at all.
A veritable phantom thief you are.
I was all set to leave the steak I was halfway through devouring when it happened. Bang! Yeah, when the professor was shot. I knew that if the police conducted the search and found the coin in my pocket, I'd be finished. I know too. So I hid the incriminating evidence as fast as I could, on the double. I slipped it under the stake, hoping that I'd be able to rendezvous with it again at a later date. This is ridiculous.
Perhaps you could carry on with this absurd paddling in your own time?
Well, Miss Brett.
Oh, of course, dear lady, of course. How rude of us. I'm quite sure there's no need to detain you any longer at all.
It's just that smack. That just.
May the esteemed gentlewoman please be excused, Your Excellency.
Indeed. The theft of the Copan was clearly perpetrated by this baby-saddled sergeant. It would certainly appear that to be unrelated to Dr. Wilson's murder. No, I can connect it.
Of course it is. Hiding a coin under a lump of meat. The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me.
Nonsense, is it? Well, oof. No. It isn't unrelated. It's related because he said earlier that he eats it with his hands, right? Wait, hang on. What the? No, that's not it. That's not it. That's not his steak. That's his steak. This is his steak. That's it. This is his steak. That's his steak, and that one actually has blood on it. This one over here, that's the sergeant's steak. That's not his steak.
And as for picking up your steak and biting it without using a knife and fork.
We got him. You just proved yourself.
It's beyond nonsense. It's pure badness.
No, we got you. We literally you just confirmed it wasn't your steak. It was the other guy's steak. Very well. Now that all questions concerning this witness testimony have been answered, I see no further justification for detaining her. No. That's not the steak. That's the wrong steak. Miss Brett, you are free to leave. No, she's not. Objection, please, object, Ryunosuke, object, and good day. No, object. What are you doing? Object. Why don't I have an objection button? Ryunosuke, what's the matter with you? This is no time for daydreaming. Oh, no, it's just something about Miss Brett's parting words there got me thinking. That's what I'm saying. Please, can you raise an objection instead of thinking in your stupid head? It can't work out exactly, but something that she said jarred with me. I feel like there was a contradiction. There was! Can you please just raise an objection? If that's the case, don't just stand there. Make your voice heard. Sorry? Exactly. You can think later, but if you don't call it out now, it'll be too late. The trial will be over. Objection! Do it! Do it! Object!
Hold it!
Okay, or hold it. Yeah, that works too. Wait, Miss Brett! What's it now? I'm afraid, just one last time, there's something I'd like to ask you. You're putting the Fredderbit emote? I love that emote. That's my best emote I've ever made. I'd like you to explain the contradiction in your parting words from just a few moments ago.
What are you talking about? What contradiction?
Objection!
What new student nonsense is this?
Well, the parting words that you're talking about? What are the parting words you're talking about, Ryunosuke?
Honey-coated lump of meat? The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me. And as for picking up the steak and biting it without using a knife and fork, it's beyond nonsense. It's pure madness.
That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you. Remember when I pointed at the steak and I pressed the button? I pressed the button like the bite marks. I told you. I was 3 steps ahead the whole time. I was 3 steps ahead. I'm smart. I am smart. I am smart. Wow. It all comes back. I love this game because everything is crazy, because things can come back and things are all set up like a thing. What do you mean I'm not? I haven't proven it. No, but still, she wouldn't. She's like a high-class lady, right, from Britain, right? She wears fancy clothes. She wouldn't just go, good steak. She would go, That's what she would do. Good sound effects, by the way. I've proven more that I'm not smart. No, I am. I knew it. And it didn't show the bite marks, so he didn't eat it because it wasn't his steak. She wouldn't eat it like that because there's no way. I told you, and there's no blood on it. That's not the plate. I'm right. I am smart. Miss Brett's words were truly contradictory. Where's the evidence to prove it? Oh God, I'm gonna present the wrong evidence, and then I'm gonna look like an idiot again. Save, please. Save it. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. Where's the evidence? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I'm gonna do the wrong one. Bite into it. The meal Miss Brett ordered for lunch. That's not right. But I'm gonna pick the wrong one. Hang on. Give me a minute. Can I see the? Okay. Hiding a coin under a lump of meat. The sheer nonsense of that idea astounds me. Picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork. It has to be the meat. The meat has to be the contradiction. It's not the picture of meat. This isn't the right meat. This is wrong. This is the wrong one. This isn't their meat. This is the guy's meat. It has to be this. If it's not this, it's probably not. I'm going to present the wrong thing. Go. Just do it. Yes! 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 Okay, the steak Miss Brett had been eating before the professor was killed. Yes, go on. More accurately, Your Excellency, the steak that was on the victim's table just before the professor was killed.
Now you're just splitting hairs.
Not true. Does something about this steak strike you as very unnatural?
Unnatural? What on earth do you mean?
It's extremely obvious. I'm talking about the shape of the edge where it's been eaten. Oh my God. A massive confidence boost because I'm a genius. I see you've noticed it too, Miss Brett. Notice what exactly, Counsel? Just a few moments ago, Miss Brett claimed no Englishman could even contemplate picking up a steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork. Genius? Yes, I am. Math.
Of course she did. She's a refined English gentlewoman herself.
Then take a good look at this steak. In particular, the edge where it's been eaten. As you can see, there are clearly defined, barbaric teeth marks there. Oh! Oh my God, I'm so smart. It looks like Miss Brett has realized something. So, if the witness, as she claims, wouldn't contemplate eating anything without using a knife and fork, there shouldn't be teeth marks in the steak at all.
Objection!
But what is your actual point? Perhaps the delightful Miss Brett was ravenously hungry and...
Oh, we got you now.
Oh, whatever you say, dear lady, but we need the actual steak. As I said, I really must be leaving now.
Yep, get the real steak.
Afternoon tea with the Minister of Justice cannot possibly wait any longer. Of course, of course. This will all be over in the blink of an eye.
I bet the steak... She has the steak, I bet. Actually, no, she wouldn't have the steak. The steak is somewhere.
Rest assured, I'm about to put this rookie in his place. Just leave everything to... I've heard enough. You irritated little spectacled samurai relic.
Wow, of course. Dear lady. What's the matter, Miss Brett? Have we ruffled your feathers? Clearly, the witness knows what this means. She's realized the catastrophic implications those teeth marks on the steak have for her. Ryunosuke, do you know where you're going with this? Yes. Now at last, it's all come together. The mysterious teeth marks in a steak that had allegedly been eaten with cutlery? The reason why the blood stain I know I saw somehow seems to have disappeared? And most importantly, the evidence that proves once and for all who shot Dr. Wilson that day. I accept that these teeth marks in the steak are a little unnatural, as you put it, Counsel. But what exactly are you suggesting that tells us? Everything, Your Excellency.
Everything?
Yes, I believe that these barbaric teeth marks in the steak here amount to conclusive evidence in this case. Evidence that will prove beyond any doubt who shot Dr. Wilson.
Conclusive evidence? How many times have I heard that today? You wouldn't know the meaning of the phrase, typical Japanese empty threats.
How can you be so sure?
No, it's quite simple.
If you really had such conclusive evidence, you would have presented it to the court long ago. Actually, the evidence I'm talking about hasn't been brought before the case yet. Hasn't been? What? But just because it hasn't been shown yet, doesn't mean that the evidence doesn't exist.
This is absurd. The trial's run several hours already. And you have to say there's evidence yet to have been brought forward? That can't be. I don't believe you have it.
I don't, but there is someone who does have it. Someone in this very courtroom. Look, I have 1 life left. And technically I have lost already. I guess, but we don't count those because it was dumb. And if that person is willing to submit the piece of evidence I'm referring to, we'll solve everything remaining. Solve every remaining mystery about this case. Very well. I have a feeling this will be my last request of the defense in this trial. Who possesses the conclusive evidence that will reveal the truth about this whole affair? He didn't have it. He brought the plate. The plate was on the table. So that means the only person who could have it has to be her.
Take that!
Counsel, where did the steak go? Where's the steak? Who has it? Who possesses conclusive evidence that will reveal the truth? You? Is it him? Oh no, wait, it is him. Wait, because she switched the steaks, so wouldn't it be you? No, wait, where did the steak go? Where's the steak? You have it. No, you don't. Okay, hang on. Who has the steak? I don't know who has it. Who has the steak? Who has the steak? It has to be... Wait, are you kidding me? I swear, if you have it, it's still in the place, isn't it? It's still in there? It's still in the place. Of course it is. Stop overthinking everything. Inspector Hasanaga. What? I have it? Yep. You think I've been withholding conclusive evidence? That's ridiculous. No, I'm not saying that. Everyone's attention has been focused on this steak with the teeth marks. Yes? Now, earlier this afternoon, Sergeant Nosa told the court the following. I'd enjoyed chomping my way through a good steak, as well as admitting to stealing Korakuta-san's coin. He told us that he slipped it under the steak. You watch it, cadet. I'm a superior officer. Sergeant Nosa, could you please confirm something for me? Was the steak that you put the coin under, in fact, your own steak?
Teen-shun! Affirmative, of course, I might be a soldier in the Imperial Nippon Army, but still. I'm not brave enough to ask a foreign gentle lady if she'd mind me manhandling her meal to hide something in it. I just want to say right now, I want to defend myself. This is like a real court right now. The reason I picked her, is because she moved the steak. She switched the steak, right? The reason I picked Nosa is because he would have had the steak. But the reason I picked that guy last is because it was in the building, so it was stupid. I'm telling you, please. In other words, the steak that the evidence submitted as evidence is in fact Sergeant Nosa's meal. That's what I'm saying. But that makes no sense. The plate was taken from the victim's table.
Yet the gentlewoman doesn't take bites out of her steak, nor did she have an opportunity to steal the coin.
Of course I didn't steal it. To even suggest such a thing would be an affront to the British Empire. Entire British Empire, even.
The detective said he collected all the steaks, did he? I didn't read that. I thought he just... Well, then I guess I have no excuses then. Well then, how do you explain this paradox? Exactly. Sure, you're not going to suggest. All right, next one I'm gonna get. If there's another thing, I'm gonna get it. That the surgeon switched the 2 stakes over? No, it was her. That's why I picked her. She didn't. No, he didn't switch them. She switched them. That's why I'm no genius. I don't think about the details. I thought about the details so long ago. I just can't put together. I just can't present the right evidence because I'm an idiot. It's like, you did switch the plates? He switched the plates? Well, after it happened, Are you kidding me? I know, Stop it, you're making me look so much worse. When I saw the civilian had been murdered right in front of my eyes like that, I panicked. As I said, I immediately lifted my stake and hid the coin underneath it. But when the waiter announced there was an undercover policeman, I thought I had it. If he decided to investigate this slab of meat, that'd be it. I'd be getting my marching orders. So when the cadet was here, and he arrested and taken off to the kitchen, I seized my chance. And with military precision and timing, I switched my stake with the one in the foreign lady's table.
What? You can't have I never saw you do such a thing.
It was called Operation Lightning Bolt. There was no time for strategic planning. It was do or die, I tell you. So yes, I did what had to be done.
Unbelievable!
However, fear not, Prosecutor-san. What now? I swear on the brass buttons of my uniform. That is all I did, sir.
All you did? That's plenty, Sergeant.
Yes!
Yes, it is. So, if Surgeon knows to switch the plates over, it means he took Miss Brett's steak, and the plate it was on, back to his own table. Yes, that follows. Inspector Hasanaga. Yes? Earlier in this trial, you told the court this. You said that you had not only taken Miss Brett's steak after the incident, but also the sergeant's. That was to preserve evidence. You had taken both.
Ah!
That's correct. Then please present it to the court now. The plate that was actually on the victim's table at the precise moment that he was shot.
That can... What can it possibly tell us now? I mean, a cold slab of tough meat? I haven't had the slightest bearing on the case.
It had to have it. Whatever. No, you're wiggling your way out. You're not wiggling your way out of this time, lady. I
Beg your pardon?
Surely you're not that forgetful. Surely you remember the reason why the steak pan promises to prove such a problem for you, no?
You're the ones who decided it was a problem, not me.
The reason the defense asked to see that plate was to confirm something the defendant remembers seeing, the blood.
Just thinks he remembers.
I'm quite sure of what I saw, Miss Brett. On the side of the plate that was on the table directly behind Mr. Wilson, there was a clear splattering of blood from the gunshot wound in the victim's chest. I believe the defendant's memory serves him well. And now we have the evidence to prove it. The plate you were eating from, Miss Brett. Let us not prolong this any further. Inspector, will you show us the evidence to the court? Present the beef steak and the plate that it was originally on the victim's table at the time of the incident. Yes, sir. Yep, that's it. I can see the blood already. I can see it. Sorry for keeping you. Yep, there it is. Got him. Case closed. Case closed. Here's the other steak on his plate. Please, feel free to examine it. There it is. We got him. The blood stain. It's clearly visible. Look. Now this makes everything clear. The blood you can see on the side of the plate shows that the moment the victim was shot, he was facing the table with his back to me. Now it's going to be something like, actually, that's my blood from the coughing that I have. In other words, it's impossible for Naruto-san to have shot the victim. It can't be. In fact, there's only one person who could possibly have shot Dr. Wilson from the front. I'm sure everyone knows by now who that person is. That's right. Miss Giselle Brett. It's you. Case closed. The swan is dead. Outdone by a Japanese? Me? By a Japanese schoolboy? No, no, no. Whoa. She just has birds in her hat. Wow. Well. I guess that means the verdict is not guilty. Please excuse my little outburst. I briefly lost my composure. Most unbecoming behavior for an English gentlewoman. Forgive me. Well, Miss Brett, I think it's time you told the court what actually happened on that day. The truth this time. Gladly, Your Excellency. It was I who took the professor's life using Carrere. As you surmised, I chose that particular day for the one very important reason. The professor had a dental appointment for the extraction of one of his teeth in the morning. So you planned to kill the professor knowing that no trace of poison would be found in his water, because Carrere is unheard of here in Japan. Yes. Whoops, sorry, no evidence. Of course, I never intended to remain at the restaurant for as long as I did. I only needed to see the professor take one tiny sip of his water, and it would all be over. I would place the steak I had ordered for him in front of him to make it appear as though he had been dining alone, and leave immediately. However, before any of that happened, there was an unexpected visitor at the professor's table. That would be me, I suppose. Yes, you. Who else? Such a trifling matter, but the fact that you decided to come over to greet the professor meant that I had lost my chance to slip away unnoticed. In due course, the professor took a sip of his water and was paralyzed. I made sure he was sitting in his chair and such that he wouldn't fall. There was no going back at that point, so I concocted a plan on the spur of the moment. A plan to pin Dr. Wilson's murder on this innocent man. I happened to know that the professor always carried a gun. I decided to use that fact to my advantage. I had the bottle of Carrere in my handbag, and my own pistol concealed under my skirt. Under your skirt? So I was right. There were two guns. Yes! And then I finished my coffee and got up to leave. That's when I noticed the professor's gun, which you had presumably placed on the floor. Place where you were sure that I would notice it. And everything went according to plan. You noticed the gun as I intended. And then, just as you bent down to pick it up, bang! That's when you shot the professor with your own gun, even though at that point he was already dead. Naturally, the gunshot caused a commotion, at which point the waiter appeared. Obviously, I assumed Naruto-san was the culprit and apprehended him. I took him to the pantry that adjoins the kitchen and locked him inside. That's when I took the opportunity to turn the professor and his chair around. Because, of course, you needed to make it look like the defendant had shot Dr. Wilson from where he'd picked up the gun. Yeah. So there you have it. That is the entirety of my misdemeanor. Your Excellency? Yes? I wonder. Might I speak with you in private later? I shall call on you.
Thank you. Good day then, everyone. Hope you can forgive me, Naruhodo-san.
You won't need forgiveness in prison. That's a good line. I should write that down. Here, where's my paper? I don't have any paper. Darn. It would seem this trial has finally run its course. I presume the prosecution is in agreement?
This can't be. Taketsuchi Ouchi doesn't lose. Not to the likes of this rookie student.
You'd better start getting used to tough opposition.
Yeah! Ryunosuke Naruhodo!
What? Yes?
This insult to the Ouchi family name will never be forgotten.
You've become conceited with age, Council, but the old have to stand aside and make way for the new. It's the way of the world. May you never forget that. I think that's the pain hair. Well, that's not. That's the young pain hair, I think. 1,000 millennia may pass, and still the Ouchi clan will never measure up to the Naruhodo clan. This trial in the Supreme Court of Japan will, I believe, go down in history as the start of a new chapter in our country's judicial system. Judicial. That's right. Despite being summoned by the accused, you, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, presented an excellent case. I thank you, Your Excellency. The use of evidence and deduction to unravel the truth is a modern methodology. After all, it has only been a few short decades since our country opened its doors to the wider world. But the Western ideas of science are rapidly gaining acceptance here. I feel sure that the science will soon bring new methods of investigation and new procedures, what? Of justice! A new future of law awaits. But what it will look like, I cannot begin to imagine. That is for the young to pursue. Kazuma Asogi. Yes? After this trial, you are set to embark on a journey of discovery to the illustrious British Empire. Learn all you can, absorb everything of the wider world that you are able to. And do not forget to fulfill the mission imposed on you. I understand, Your Excellency. What was that about? Why do you look so grave all of a sudden? Ah, never mind. Uh-oh. As for you, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Oh, yes! In you, I sense, how can I put it, unusual potential. I very much look forward to seeing how you will carry that onwards. Thank you, Your Excellency. I swear, if what happens next is what I think will happen, I'm going to be very upset. It is time to deliver the final verdict. I hereby find the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, not guilty. Yeah! Look at the cherry blossoms falling down! Woo! First case. Trial. First trial, but it was a case. It counts. The court is now adjourned. Nice. First case down! Perfect. We did it. That was a long one. 22nd of November, 2:46 p.m. Supreme Court of the Judicature Defendants, Antechamber 5. I can't believe it. I can't believe what's happened. I made it. I defended myself and made it through that horrendous trial. Ryunosuke, you finally pulled it off. Congratulations. Well, I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you, Kazuma. No, it was a pleasure to watch you at work. So, you owe me an extra large sukiyaki from the place on Yume University Street. Don't forget! Good afternoon. All your hard work has certainly paid off. Oh, the wrong voice.
Congratulations to both of you for proving Naruhodo-san's innocence.
Ah, our trusty judicial assistant. You worked hard for that result too, you know.
Oh no, I didn't do anything.
Oh, thank you so much! If we hadn't had that research report of Miss Brett's, I don't know how things would have turned out.
Your kind words should really be for my father. I was simply doing as he asked. It was his idea for me to go to university and investigate.
The university and investigate. Gotta eat, so see you in a bit. Alright, Matt. Your father? Yes, of course. Forgive me for introducing our court proceedings, Your Excellency. Susato Mikotaba, a dutiful assistant for the defense. Speaking of Mikotoba.
Ah, there you are. I believe congratulations are in order. Naruto, you did an excellent job.
Thank you, Professor.
Oh no, it is I who should be thanking you. After all, your efforts exposed the true criminal that took the life of my good friend.
Good friend? Oh, yeah, you mentioned that before. It was you who actually invited Dr. Wilson to Yuma University, wasn't it?
Yes, that's right.
Phoenix, right. Professor Mikotoba studied overseas himself. He went to study forensics medicine in Great Britain. Presumably that's when you met Dr. Wilson?
Exactly. In those days, we worked together in the same hospital.
Oh, you worked together?
I've never heard you mention that before. Well, it was a long time ago now. Besides, it's your turn, Asogi. Great Britain is a magnificent country. It leads the world in science, medicine, engineering, culture, and of course, in law. Watch and learn, my boy. See what's happening in the world's largest melting pot.
I will. I'll learn all that I can. I swear on this, the spirit of the Asogi clan. You're not taking the sword to Great Britain, are you? Of course I am. A Japanese man's katana is his soul. This blade shows me where I need to go. And cuts down everything that's in my way, including hair of prosecutors. Yeah, I've definitely seen how sharp it is already with my own eyes. That reminds me, what's happened to the woman? To Giselle Brett, I mean. After all, she's guilty of murder.
Yes, her. She will get the death penalty in due time.
It's not easy to tell you this, but... What do you mean? Surely she's going to face trial herself now. She's the true culprit, after all. She will be leaving Japan in the very near future. For Shanghai. What? Shanghai? Giselle Brett will not appear in court again in this country. I'm certain of that. What? But why not? It's a matter of consular jurisdiction. Oh. Inspector Hasanaga! It was a hard-fought battle in the courtroom today, and very impressive to watch. I must congratulate... But what's all this about consular jurisdiction? We cannot try this particular foreigner for her crimes here in Japan. What? We can't try her? But then who? Who's going to bring her to justice? A British consular court will hear her case somewhere far away, or our voices can't be heard. But why? But why a consular court? Professor, I simply don't understand. I thought consular courts were a thing of the past now that we've signed the friendship treaty.
Yes, in normal circumstances, you're right.
Then, so long as this is not a serious incident of a highly political nature to our representative governments, they can't invoke a consular court just like that. Oh, can't they? Yes, she's a student, but it doesn't justify our government's making secret agreements about her fate, does it? Something strange is going on. So Miss Brett can't be held accountable for her actions here in Japan. I'm afraid that for the young student, today's trial was nothing more than a game all along. There was never any danger of comeuppance for her. I don't believe it. The British government's Foreign Affairs Ministry has demanded that we hand over custody of Miss Brett. They're obviously taking this case of a foreign student committing murder very seriously.
But it's all going to change from now on.
We can make it change. This is a time of great turmoil. This new era heralded by the only start of the 20th century. One day, I have no doubt, that woman will receive the judgment she deserves. Yes, change is coming. And we're the ones driving it. Yeah. But at least we're not guilty.
Well, I think that's enough seriousness for now. This evening calls for a celebratory drink.
But Professor...
You're right. This is no time for gloomy faces. We should be celebrating Ryunosuke's not guilty verdict. Let's start having some fun.
In that case, might I suggest La Carnival? As the head waiter, I should be delighted to provide you with ample food and drink. You're a detective, Hosonaga-san, aren't you? Let's not worry about details for now. To La Carnival! Will you accompany us, Professor? Of course, La Carnival's food is second to none.
I shall go and attend to the paperwork for Naruto-san's release.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Nice.
Hey, Moose, is this the real GoldSmith? You're right, it is. We are not guilty, by the way. That's pretty awesome. So Giselle Brett won't be tried here. I suppose that means I'll never know. I'll never find out why she killed Dr. Wilson. I have a feeling we might. Kazuma. Yes, Ryunosuke? I just wanted to say thanks again, that's all. You really saved my skin today. I didn't do a thing. You were the lawyer in there, weren't you? That defense was all your own work. Your skills made the difference, though. One day, I bet you'll be the best lawyer in the world. I'm not so sure about that. To be honest, something kept occurring to me over and over again during that trial. I couldn't help thinking that maybe you're the one destined to become a great lawyer, and not me. What? Come on, be serious. If I helped you today, it was only right at the very start of the trial. But you have a natural talent for it, for being a defense lawyer, I mean. Oh, no, not me. All that tense verbal combat, I never want to go through that ever again. I did what you told me to, that's all. Because I knew I could trust you. That's the point. Sorry? What do you mean, that's the point? Listen, Ryunosuke. Do you know what the most crucial weapon is that any lawyer needs in order to win? Knowledge of the law? No, the ability to believe. To believe? To believe what? A defense lawyer has to fight for his clients. He has to believe in them at all times. Like you believed in me when I said I didn't do it. I'm human, just like you. I don't have some superhuman abilities to know the truth. But you have to make a choice about what to believe in and stick to it when you're defending someone. Sometimes in the courtroom, you can really be backed into a corner. But being able to remain faithful to what you choose to believe in, even then, well, that's not something that anyone can do. It takes a special kind of person. Believing in your client. Just look at today's trial. I'm a student lawyer with precious little real experience. But you never stop believing in me. Well, You face seemingly hopeless situations time and time again, but you never stop looking for the truth. In the end, you found it, through your own efforts, and because you never stopped believing in me. Thanks, Kazuma. There's something I want to ask you, actually, Ryunosuke. Well, it's a favor, really. Something very important to me. It sounds serious. What is... Ah! You're still here, are you? Oh, Inspector Hosonaga. I've arranged some rickshaws for us. Let's go! Thank you. We'll be right there. Kazuma, what's going on? Let's pick up this conversation again later. We should be celebrating right now. Your first court victory. And your study toward a Great Britain, don't forget! Yes. That too. So my very first trial came to an end. Kazuma. Professor Mikotoba. Satsuo-san, who acted as my assistant. Inspector Hoshinaga, who didn't really play much of a part, but still. It was because of the help and support of all these people that I managed to get through that trial. But more importantly, Kazuma hadn't yet mentioned to ask his favor of me. Little did I realize just how much it would change my life. Oh man, first trial is done. I'm really liking this game so far. This is gonna be great. Wow, it was really long, so I assume that's how this will go, like for the rest of the trials. But I'm having a good time.